Hey guys, what's going on? Thank you for checking out the video. Today I'm going to be talking about how to convince your parents to let you get a motorcycle. And I'll basically go into depth about how I got this bike while still living at home with parents who did not want me to get a bike. So let's get right into it. Cue the intro.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Alrighty guys, so I hope everybody is doing well. Like I said in the intro, this video, need to let it warm up a little bit. We're going to be talking about convincing your parents to let you get a motorcycle. So this topic might be interesting for some people, especially younger demographic, because I was once in the position of wanting to get a motorcycle, but my parents obviously being incredibly against it, but I went ahead and got one anyways. So I'm going to talk about that in this video. Okay, time to get gas. Come on, get in there. Only premium or ultra for this bad girl. Let's grab my thing here. Only ultra for this beast. Really should get some racing fuel to put in her. She's quick. Alright guys, now that we're all fueled up, we can start this video. So, we're talking about how to convince your parents. If you're watching this video, you are probably 18, under 18 maybe, or for whatever reason, maybe you're 40 and you live at home. If that's the case, you should probably figure things out. That being said, I think the most important thing when trying to convince your parents is firstly, what I did is just talked about it all the time. So I've always been a huge enthusiast of motorcycles, everything motorcycles. Growing up, I would literally be able to name any bike that would fly by, and my family would actually make fun of me for it because I was just so obsessed. All my free time was spent looking up motorcycles, dreaming about motorcycles, looking at them at dealerships, just doing all the research and everything, watching motovlogs, YouTube. So they obviously knew that it was super important to me and that I was obsessed with it. And even though they knew that, that doesn't mean that they were in support of it, and they were actually actively against it. And I was told many times not to get a motorcycle. The reality of the situation is, if you're living at home and your parents tell you no, the answer is no. But I guess there's ways to go around that, like I did, clearly. Yeah, so basically I think the first step is just establishing the passion for it. So all I ever do all the time, always talk about motorcycles. You can ask my mom, my parents. My mom is my parent. You can ask my parents, my siblings, my friends, my girlfriend. It's all I ever talk about because I'm obsessed with it. So obviously establishing the desire, and it's not just this thing that, it's not a phase, so to say. Oftentimes my parents would say I go through phases oh, you like this, you like that, you like that, whatever. But I'm actually have always been very interested in motorcycles. So you establish the desire that you really want to do it, and it's something that you're super passionate about. Nowadays my mom and dad support me because they know it's one of the things that I'm most passionate about in general. But let's rewind to me actually getting this bike. But yeah, so as a precursor for everything, before getting a bike, I went ahead and took the Msf course. So in the US, in a lot of states, most states, not every state, you can take the Msf course, which is the Motorcycle Safety Foundation course, and it's a 2-week course that basically licenses you on your motorcycle. So you have 2 courses in person where they present things to you, 2 written courses, and you take a test at the end of the second written course, and 2 riding courses. So the first day is training, they provide us with bikes and everything. I did all of mine on a 2019 BMW G310R, actually very much like that bike. I did that course while I was at college. How old was I? I think I was 19 or 20. And as long as you have a driver's license, you're over 18, you don't need parents to sign or anything, then you can go ahead and take that course for free. I know it costs money in some states. If it does in yours, I'm sorry. But I went ahead, took that course for free, and yeah, and I got my license. From there, basically, I just started looking for bikes forever. I mean, I had been able to save up enough money from working at a pizza shop that I did every time I, like over the summer, on breaks when I was home from college. And yeah, so it was basically the summer going into my senior year. So last summer, a year ago exactly, actually, a year and a couple months at this point, I went ahead and searched, wanted to find a bike for cheap that I could, work on, do a little project out of, and I stumbled upon this on Facebook Marketplace, and he was asking like, I think $1,000 or something, and basically me and my buddy Brandon, we drove all the way out to like Mechanicsburg type area in Pennsylvania. I forget where exactly it was, but we drive all the way out there, find this. It was like a little mini dealership that they had, a little tag center and auto shop. Checked it out. We drove 2 hours, borrowed my buddy Brandon's uncle's truck, and because initially we were thinking I was going to have to ride it home, which would have been a nightmare, considering we're pinned in fourth gear at 7,000 RPM right now, and it's only doing 40. So it would have been hard, but luckily we were able to bring the truck. I went there, ended up getting it for, what did I get it for, like $700, $750, I think? I can't remember completely. Around $700, running, inspected, everything worked on it. Car was a little shoddy, so we ended up replacing the carburetor because it was all gunked up. There was no even real need or no point in trying to clean it at that point, especially when I got a replacement carb for $30, and it's been doing the job since. But yeah, we drove out there, got it. I'll have you know, this was all done while my parents were on vacation in Florida. So I'm literally still living at home in college, and I go ahead and buy a motorcycle. And I actually end up leaving it at my friend Brandon's for about a month or two. But silly Connor doesn't realize he has his insurance shipped, the insurance information shipped home. So my dad actually finds it in the mail, finds out I bought the bike, and needless to say, they were pissed. They were not happy at all. It was obviously done very much against the will of my parents. And yeah, it just wasn't great, but they got over it. As rude as that sounds, they did get over it, and I know it's not something they loved, but I just went ahead and did it, and it kind of all ended up figuring itself out. And here I am now, happy as ever, riding motorcycles, doing what I love, so it was worth it. I would say it's worth it. And if that's the worst thing I've ever done, then I'd say my parents are, they should be happy with me. However, with all that being said, I wouldn't necessarily recommend what I did, but I think an important thing to do is, obviously, let your parents know it's something you're super passionate about. It's not a phase. It's something that you really, want to take up as a serious hobby. And I would let them know, like my parents, for one, they were happy that my bike doesn't look like a crazy sport bike or anything that goes crazy fast. And it's only a 125, so they're definitely happy with the idea that I'm not on some crazy, like Hayabusa or ZX-10R, ZX-6R. They're happy that I am, safe as well. I bought all my gear, everything. Helmet, gloves, jacket. Could still use a new jacket, which I'm going to be buying soon. But yeah, so I would say if you're like in high school and college, still live at home part-time, first things first, do the Msf course. After you do the Msf course, you can tell your parents about it. I actually did it without telling my parents initially, but you can do the Msf course, and then from there you'll get licensed, you'll be good to go. You can, test ride any bikes you'd want, go shopping for bikes and everything. Definitely inform yourself on what type of bike you want to get. That's also very important, what your style is, what you want to be doing. This is perfect for me. It's a very standard kind of retro bike that I could build off of and I loved, and it was great to learn on. Well, first thing obviously is, just instill in your parents that it's an active passion of yours and something you really want to do and something you're really serious about. And from that point, I would say take the measures to go take an Msf course. You'll get a discount on insurance. It'll show your parents that you are very much serious about the everything in regards to it, especially, safety-wise. I mean, the Msf course was also super beneficial in teaching me things that I wouldn't have known, better riding techniques, panic swerving and braking situations. Like, I think it was very helpful, and I would recommend anyone to take it, even if you're like a seasoned rider, just so you can get insurance cheaper. And yeah, like I said, luckily I'm in PA, so it was free, but I'd recommend the Msf course. And from that point, you got to decide what type of rider you want to be and what you want to do, what your goals are, and go from there. And I guess you really got to decide yourself if it's worth it. I mean, some people are super lucky in that they have their parents are supportive of them in getting motorcycles, which is super cool. And then you have parents like mine that weren't super supportive. They're supportive in many other aspects, but not for motorcycles, because I mean they're dangerous vehicles. They're very much dangerous, and your parents obviously always want the best for you. So it's a scary thing for them. So take the Msf course, find a bike that would suit you right, and just have an open dialogue conversation with your parents. I mean, I basically pushed my parents' buttons, so to say, for years, showing them bikes, showing them this, telling them I'm going to get this at someday, this, that, whatever. And it all culminated to the point where I was 20 years old. I was making good money. Well, not good money, but I was 20 years old. I had the money to afford everything that was associated with the bike, which includes the bike itself, insurance, tag transfers, all that. I just went ahead and did it. And I don't have any regrets, because, my parents realized that motorcycling is a thing I'm incredibly passionate about, and they are now very supportive of it. My dad likes to talk to me about bikes and everything now. My brother also bought a motorcycle, same time. That's a different story. Alright, buddy. Beautiful Schuylkill Valley River. Not Schuylkill Valley, just Schuylkill River. I don't know why I said Schuylkill Valley. Yeah, boy. Yeah, instill in your parents that it's something you're super passionate about, something you care a lot about. I've never seen this road open, so no, it's not open. So I'm not gonna drive down that. Yeah, you've just got to show them that you care a lot about it, you care about the safety, you got to buy helmets, you got to be serious, and would this be my dream bike right now? Absolutely not. But I think it's important to start somewhere, like even if it means starting on a bike that you're not in love with. It's still a bike, it still has two wheels, and you still get the whole experience that you get. I mean, I obviously have dreams of many other bikes that I want to get, but to get into the whole motorcycling scene and to do it in a way that's not intimidating for your parents or even yourself, I think that going around where you buy a motorcycle that is nothing crazy, it's a good way to get into it, it's a good way to learn. And it'll definitely help as an argument when you're trying to convince your parents. And at the end of the day, I don't really think that anyone should just go ahead and do exactly what I did, because that's just one instance of what can be done when trying to get a motorcycle while still living with your parents. The mature and responsible thing to do would be, wait, save money, and, not buy one until you're old enough to live on your own and afford your own rent. Little skirt. Afford your own rent. Yeah, that's probably the mature thing to do. And I mean, I'm doing that now. I live on my own. I pay for all my own stuff. So technically, this would have been the more appropriate time to buy the motorcycle. But it was just something that I'm so passionate about that I just did. It was really, truly an act of passion. And I think my parents realized that. And like I said, it's great because now they really fully support it. They don't, obviously my mom doesn't love that I ride. It's inherently dangerous. It's a dangerous thing, but I now have the respect of her, her blessings, so to say, to ride, and it's the most fun you can have, man, is on a bike. I also love these little curvy roads right here, right off of Kelly Drive. We don't have too many good curvy roads in Philly, so 50 and 4th, look at that. Let's go ahead and try up here. Haven't really been up here much. Oh, that was a big bump. What is this? The City of Philadelphia water. I don't know. Okay, we're this definitely just turned into some urban exploring. Oh yeah. Who said you can't off-road a bike like this? I don't want to get in trouble. Yeah, I see vehicles up there. You guys are interested more so in my story in general about getting this bike, I very much encourage you to check out my YouTube video right here on I made an entire video documenting the process of getting the bike with my buddy Brandon. It was a good time. Did a little first ride on it there, but you can tell it's much uglier then than it is now. It's still not the most beautiful bike in the world, but she's come a far, far way. Anyways, guys, please let me know what you want to see. Please comment on my videos. Please like my videos. Please subscribe. That'd be lit. I'm nearly at 300 subscribers right now, so share my stuff so people can hop on board, get on the wave, and watch my videos. That would be sweet.